Yes, look at the next question now. So look at the question now. If a long hollow copper pipe, what now? If a long hollow copper pipe, this is given hollow copper pipe. Okay, like if I take like this, a long hollow copper pipe. It's long enough. So long means what? No, length is very much bigger as compared to radius. That's long enough. Okay. The magnetic field associated with the current will be where, inside or outside, where it is going to see now. Okay, so here now a long hollow current carries a direct current. Direct current means now current will be where on this. Since it is hollow, current will be there where here only, right? Current will be there here only on the surface of the conductor. So anywhere inside current is there, current is not there. So this is basically on which topic? Ampere circuit law. Ampere circuit law. What Ampere circuit law? The total magnetic field around a closed surface is equal to, okay, of course, this is a dot, mu naught times of I, means permeability times of I, where I is the current enclosed by the surface. I is what now? The current enclosed by the surface, means current how much there inside the surface. Now look at the question now. It is hollow and it is direct current is there. Direct current will be on the conductor on surface. It is there here. Inside it is a hollow. Since it is hollow, inside current is how much, sir? 0. If you put here 0, what will happen to magnetic field? 0. So what is the magnetic field, sir? Inside magnetic field is present? No, not there. Okay. Magnetic field is not there inside. So then where it is? Look at now, if I take some point here. So there is magnetic field because this, again, if I imagine this surface now, a Gaussian surface or Amperian loop. If I consider what now, okay, I want to find a magnetic field at point P. If I consider an Amperian loop, so this Amperian loop enclosing a current, right? So there is a current, right? So there must be a magnetic field. So magnetic field is present only where now? Outside, not inside. That's clear? Now look at the option. Only inside the pipe? No. Only outside the pipe? Yes. Neither inside nor outside? No. Both inside and outside? No. So what is our correct option now? D is a correct option. So it exists only outside for this. Sir, what if it is a solid one? So I told you hollow. If it is solid one, then this option is correct. Okay, this option is correct for what now? Solid. Solid copper pipe. So this option is correct for what now? Hollow. HO it is hollow copper. Okay, that's clear. Yes. Let's move on to the next question now. Question number 10. Now look at it is again based on what now? Ampere circuit law. Ampere circuit law. A current I ampere flows along an infinitely long thin walled tube. Okay, then the magnetic field induction at any point inside. See, still they're asking what now? Inside. Even though it is thin now, whatever it is, since it is what now? Thin walled tube. Tube means what here, students? Tube is look like what? Inside hollow, it must be hollow, right? Tube means any tube means inside hollow, right? Inside the hollow means how much current will be there inside? Zero current. Zero current means how much magnetic field will be there? Zero magnetic field. So that's the right answer. Okay, that's clear. So that's the right answer. So what about this answer? Infinity. When is infinity? No, there is no option like that. There is no option like this. 2I by R. No option like that. Mu naught I by mu naught pi by 2I by R. This is what now? It is a magnetic field due to what now? Is it possible anywhere? So look at now Ampere circuit law. What it says now? Application of Ampere circuit law. Mu naught I by 2 pi R. Okay, so this you can write like this also. Mu naught 2 times of I divided by 4 pi times of R. It will look like this. This is magnetic field due to what now? Straight conductor. Magnetic field due to straight conductor. Okay, of course it is infinitely long, but they given a tube. Since it is a tube, this is the answer is correct. Okay, there is an option like this, there is an option like this. So that's clear. Okay, for this question, what is the answer? C, B is an answer 0. Next, look at the question number 11 now. A steady current I flows down a hollow cylindrical tube. A steady current I flows through a hollow cylindrical tube of radius A. Okay, and they're given what now? An uniform distributed around the tube. R is the distance from the point axis of symmetry of the tube. See, let us find what they're asking. Inside they're asking. What they're asking? Inside they're asking. What we need to find out inside? Magnetic field we need to find out inside. Is there any necessity of this radius, the point R, somewhere here, there? No, right? So important point is here and here it is. So what is the answer now? And here for confusing us, they given CGS in it. You take either CGS or SI or MKS. Answer is what now? 0. Okay, you got it now. Means you need to find out in a given any question what are exactly the key points of the question. What exactly key point? The main thing of the question, the main idea of the question, you should get it. Okay, yes. Look at the question number 12. A current I ampere flows in a circular arc of Y. Circular arc of Y. Subtend an angle of how much now? 3 pi by 2 radians, and its center, get to the center, whose radius is how much now? R. The magnetic induction at the center they ask. Now I discussed, I think, with you, if there is a circular coil carrying current having radius R, what is the magnetic field we find at the center? B equal to mu naught by 4 pi 2 pi I by R. Yes or no? Do you remember which question it is? Let me show you the question number. Okay, where it is? I think before a graph. Okay, we came to question number 1, right? In the last class we have done this one. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Look at this. Question number 7 we have done. Okay, mu naught by 4 pi theta I by R. Yeah, mu naught by 4 pi theta I by R. 2 pi R by 2 pi means what now? This is the angle made by the circular ring. Angle made by what now? How much it is? Circular ring. That is how much? 2 pi. So I can write this equation as B equal to mu naught by 4 pi theta I by R. So theta, if for this ring it is 2 pi. So I took 2 pi. Now for the given what now? Here theta is given 3 pi by 2. Let's use the 3 pi by 2. So it will become what now? B equal to mu naught. Okay, mu naught by 4 pi into theta means what now? It is 3 pi by 2 times of I divided by R. So what is going to cancel now? Nothing is going to cancel. It become mu naught by 4 pi into this is 3 pi I divided by 2R. Pi is going to cancel one time. It will become 3 times of mu naught I by 2 4s are 8 times of R. So that is the magnetic field. So where is an option, sir? 3. Okay, this is the option. Sir, what if they give some other angle? Let's say now, if it is make exactly like this. Now this is the center. Then angle become how much, sir? It is 180. Means it is pi. So that case will become what now? B equal to mu naught by 4 pi in the place of theta. Now pi I by r, pi is going to cancel, mu naught I by 4r. Okay, so some other angle, if the theta equal to some other angle, any angle, you use this formula. How can we remember from this formula? For some complete circular ring 2 pi. Okay, for any other arc, theta we're going to replace in the place of 2 pi. So that put the value of theta whatever given the question. Semicircular pi by 2. Okay, if it is right angle like this, if it is going to form like this. Okay. Now it's going to form like this. Now this angle is become how much? Now this angle, inside angle you should take always. Remember, inside angle you should take always. Remember, this angle you should take inside angle. Sir, what if they given outside angle? Take just 2 pi minus theta. So here it is how much now it is 90 degree, right? So 2 pi minus pi by 2, it will become what now? 3 pi by 2. Correct? It is 270 degree. That the question is given already here. So always you need to remember one more key point here. The angle should be taken inside angle. So if they're given like this, this angle you should consider inside. So the thing is you should always take what now? Inside angle you should take. Remember that concept also. It will be help you a lot. Okay. Yes, go for next question now. Question number 13. A current is flowing north. Current is flowing what direction? North direction. So I need to have in mind what now? Directions. East, west, north, south. These are the directions now. We should know along the power line. So it is carrying what now? North direction. So let me take a conductor like this towards north direction. The direction of magnetic field above it means outside the plane of the paper, not inside the plane of the paper. Okay, above it, we are not neglecting earth magnetic field. We are just not going to bother about earth magnetic field now. Okay, now it is based on what now? It is based on Ampere right hand rule, Ampere thumb rule. Just if you imagine to hold the conductor, it is going to carry a current like this. Okay, in the direction of north. So the direction of magnetic field outside. So direction of magnetic field will be like this. Here it is will be pointing towards us, and here it is away from us. Direction of magnetic field it is like this. Okay, left side is pointing outside, and this graph will line will come like this. Which you should imagine it is outside. Outside it is. So it is like a semicircle now. So it is towards what direction now? Towards west direction, right? Away from, okay, towards east direction, away from west. It is west, right? It is east, right? It is away from west towards it. What is the right answer now? B is the right answer. Okay, B is what now? Right answer. That you should remember. Here easily you can neglect some options. What options? Since it is carrying current north, so north never be. And what is the opposite to north? South? That never be. Only option of these two are left. West or it. It is using your right hand thumb rule. If you hold the conductor, you will get to know. It is away from west and towards east. That is where outside. If it is inside, it is towards west, away from east. Okay. Inside the plane of the paper and outside the plane of the paper is very important. That you should remember. Okay. Let's go for next question. Question number 14. Now this is based on what topic, students? Solenoid. Okay, solenoid. The field inside a solenoid is how much? So now look at now. What is the formula for magnetic field inside a solenoid? B equal to mu naught Ni. You should remember mu stands for permeability. N stands for what now? Number of turns per unit length. I stands for current. So if I write this equation, B equal to mu naught N by L into I. It is for air or vacuum. If some other medium is there, it will become V equal to mu naught mu r n by L times of I, where mu r is what we call relative permeability. Okay, that we know. It is for what? No solenoid. Now look at the options now. Directly proportional to length of, okay, its length is anywhere length is there, but where it is in denominator. So I can write now B is proportional to 1 by L, means it is what? Inversely proportional. Inversely proportional to length or directly proportional to 1 by length. The word you need to understand. Directly proportional to its, if they given 1 by length, there is the right answer. But they given what now? They are not given 1 by length. So it is what now? Wrong answer now. Because this 1 by length they are not given, they are just given what now? Length they are given. So it is a wrong answer. Next, look at second option. Directly proportional to current. Of course, current is numerator. So directly proportional to current. So this is the right answer. Don't need to go further, but still, let us go. Inversely proportional to number of turns? No, it is directly proportional to number of turns. N is numerator. Now they ask inversely proportional to current. So wrong answer. So what is the right answer? B is a right answer. It is directly proportional to current. Okay. Yes. Next question now. Energy in a current carrying coil is stored in the form of. Remember, always energy will be stored in the form of magnetic field energy. And heat is going to produce, of course, heat energy is going to produce outside. That is going to liberate the environment. And there is no related to this dielectric strength, not at all related to this topic. First of all. Okay. Yes. Next question. A charge Q moving. Okay, this is question is basically what now? Lorentz force or say magnetic force. Here Lorentz force is what now? Force due to combined magnetic as well as electric field. What's the formula we get? F equal to QV plus Q times of V cross B. Lorentz force. Just magnetic force means what now? F M, that is equal to what now? Q times of V cross B. So this is first part is what now? It is electric force. F electric equal to Q times of V. Okay, this is a formula you should know. Okay, now look at the question now. What it says now? A charge Q moving with a velocity V parallel to magnetic field. So I can write now from the question V parallel to V. Force on a charge due to magnetic field. Now force me to find out. So look at the magnetic field formula. What is the formula? F equal to Q times of V cross B. So now F equal to Q V B sine theta. So since it is parallel, theta becomes 0 degree. So sine 0 degree becomes 0. So force become how much? 0. C is an answer for this question. So since force becomes 0, there is no force because they are parallel. Okay, sir, what if in the question instead of giving parallel, they are given perpendicular. What is the option? Now look at, if it is perpendicular, okay, B perpendicular to B, then theta become what now? 90 degree. So sine 90 degree become what now? 1. So force become what now from this equation here? It will become BQA or QVB, doesn't matter now because we have taken the magnitude QVB. So this is the right option. So this is option when V is perpendicular to B. This option is when V parallel to B. Sir, what about these two options? No, not possible anywhere. Okay, it's clear now. Let us move on to the next question. Yes, let's move on to the next question now. A proton moving with a constant velocity passes through the region of space without any change in velocity. C means acceleration becomes 0, initial velocity equal to final velocity. They're given without any change in velocity. If E and B represent electric field and magnetic field respectively, this region of space may not have, means the particle will move with a constant velocity. Okay, there is no option for that. The particle need to move what now? Constant velocity. Sir, what if this first option? Look at first option now. E is equal to 0, B is equal to 0. Okay, E is equal to 0, B is equal to 0. What will happen when the both are 0? Is it possible now? Like given here, there is electric field, there must be electric field or magnetic field. So this option is not possible. Look at the B option. Okay, so E is 0, electric force is not there. B is not equal to 0, there is a magnetic field is there. If there is a magnetic field, then there is a magnetic force is not equal to 0. If there is a magnetic force, the particle is going to deviate it. The particle is going to deviate it. In what direction? Any direction. Unless only one case where V is parallel to B. When V parallel to B, force becomes 0. But they didn't mention we can take any option also, no. Okay, that's the reason. Okay, so this is not the right answer. Look at the third option. E is 0. Electric force is not, means electric field is not there, means electric force is not there. So electric force becomes 0. Magnetic, okay, sorry. Electric field is not equal to 0 means there is an electric force. Electric force will be given by our formula Q times of E. What is the direction of force? Along the direction of electric field. So if it is like this, electric field, okay, force also same direction. So particle will move straight. Particle will move straight. There is no change. Particle is going to move straight. So if there is no B, okay, B is not there, so there's no nobody is going to deflect it. Okay, so there is a possible option this. Now look at D option. When both are not equal, when both are exist, then definitely there will be a deviation, except one case. The case is where now, where velocity like this, magnetic electric field like this, a magnetic field like this, that is called what we call velocity selected, the particle will move undeflected straight. If any other possible cases are then, so we choose the best possible option is D. Also possible only when E and B, E perpendicular to B and perpendicular to B. All are perpendicular that. Of course, any one is parallel here, so we cannot take because they didn't mention anywhere. We can take that option also. Okay, so that's the reason 17C option is right answer. Look at the question now. Don't get tensed by looking at the question now. There's so much is in the question. Okay, doesn't matter how much is they give. Doesn't matter for us. Like if we start swimming, okay, it doesn't bother about how much really that we need to swim. You need to swim. That's it. That's the main intention. We need to reach that end. That's it. The goal is important for us. Okay, look at the question now. A proton, mass m, charge, an alpha particle as what now? Mass 4m and charge 2e is projected with a same kinetic energy. So kinetic energy of alpha particle is equal to kinetic energy of proton at right angle to the uniform magnetic field. So velocity is perpendicular to magnetic field. Okay, which of the following statement will be true? Which of the following statement will be true? That's it. Now look at the first option. Now let us understand what that's. Alpha particle will bend in a circular path with smaller radius. Okay, then the proton, means alpha particle will make smaller radius and proton will make bigger radius. Let us look at this option now by mathematical way. So as we know, kinetic energy is same, right? What is the formula for kinetic energy? So when a particle moving in a circular path, it is given by what formula? B square Q square R square by 2m. Sir, how did you get this formula? Look at, I'll give a small derivation to you. because you people might forgot. So if you take a magnetic field, okay, if you project a particle, this particle is going to be in circular path, of course. Okay, here V is perpendicular to B. So now I can say now centripetal force must be equal to magnetic force. So it is going to cancel. We're going to get what now? MV by R equal to BQ. Or else why? Because we need to have a kinetic energy formula, right? Okay, let me erase it. This no need of cancelling now. So I'm going to have mv square equal to what? BQV. Okay, mv square by 2 equal to b square. Okay, let's say we want to cancel actually. Yes. So we get what now? R equal to mv by bq we got. So we need to have, okay, then velocity become what now? Velocity become bqr by m. Then kinetic energy, what formula? Half mv square. If you insert the value, it become what now? B square, q square, r square by 2. M square is there, but 1m is going to cancel. So 1m is going to remain. So since kinetic energy is same, so they're asking about what now? Here charge is different, radius is different, magnetic field is constant, this is constant, 2 is constant. So from this equation, can I say r square is proportional to m by q square? R say r is proportional to root m by q. Now radius I'm going to take now. Radius of alpha particle by radius of proton is equal to root times of mass of alpha particle divided by charge of alpha particle into mass of proton into charge of proton. Let us insert the value. Mass of alpha particle is again 4 times of m, root 4m, divided by charge of alpha particle is how much? 2 times of E, into charge of proton E, divided by mass of proton is how much now? Just root times of m. Now if I simplify this, root of 4m become 2 root m by 2e into e by root m. Root m is going to cancel, e is going to cancel, 2 and 2 is going to cancel. You get what now? 1. Means ratio of radius of alpha particle to proton become 1 or say 1 by 1. So now tell me, radius remains same or different for both the particle? From this inference, radius remains same, right? Since radius remains same, first option is wrong. Now look at a second. The radius of path of alpha particle will be greater. Greater if you see anywhere word, so wrong it is. The alpha particle and proton will be bent in a circular path with same radius. See, this is the right answer. Look at last option. Okay, alpha particle and proton will go feel straight line. No, they will bend. They will bend because the question is given right angle. They must bend. So what is the correct answer, students? 18 question is the question. So correct option is C. Okay, that is the 18th question. Let's say next question now. An electron having a charge E move with velocity v along x-axis. So velocity is along what axis now? X-axis. An electric field act on, okay, electric field act in its y direction. Electric field act in y direction. There is electric field in y direction. The force on electron act. So is there any magnetic field here? They're not given. See, and what they given? Electron they given. That is very important now. What is the formula for force? Force equal to minus q times of E. Since there is an electron is there, Okay, actually it is plus just Q into E. Electron is there, it will become minus E, right? Charge of electron negative, right? Minus 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. So it will become what now? Force will become minus E into capital E. So here negatives and negative indicating what now? The negative sign is telling us that force and electric field are opposite their direction. Now look at here now. Since there is an electric field in along y direction, there must be a force in what direction? Along negative y direction, there must be a force. Okay, so electric force in what direction now? Along negative y axis. Where is an option? B option. Sir, in the case of electron is the given proton. What is the correct option? Positive y axis. So it is for proton. Correct option. It is for electron. So these options not possible, sir. Not at all possible for electric field. Either along or against. That's it. Only those two possible. Okay. That is question number 19. Look at now question number 20. It is based on what now? Moving charge in where uniform magnetic field at some other angle apart from 90 degree. Okay. Now look at the question. A charged particle enter into a magnetic field with velocity vector making 30 degree with respect to direction of magnetic field. Now, so let's say direction of magnetic field along x-axis. This is y-axis and this is z-axis. Now particle is projected like this direction and this will make an angle of how much now? 30 degree. Okay, this is velocity direction. With respect to what now? With respect to magnetic field. Now velocity we should divide into two components now. What are those two components? One is along like this. That is what now? V cos theta. One is along like this. V sin theta. Now these two. So this is what we call our V perpendicular component. This is what we call V parallel component. So now both will contribute down here. Both will contribute. So what will they do? This perpendicular component will make the particle to move in circular path. What about the parallel component now? Will make the particle to move forward. So by the contribution of these two, the particle will move like this. So it is what shape it is? Helical shape it is. It is like a spring. So because of both the component. Okay, sir, what if there is no parallel component? It will become circle. Okay, so what is the option? So when theta is not equal to 90 degree, any other angle. Sir, what about this? If theta equal to 90 degree, it is exactly become circle, circular path. Straight line when B parallel to B. Means what now? Theta equal to 0 degree. So if both are parallel, there is no force at all. Sin 0, 0, it will go straight line. Elliptical not possible, sir. Elliptical shape is not at all possible. Okay, means from one question we can get many answers for different questions. Instead of they given 30 degree, if they give 90 degree, you should choose first option. Sir, if they give 0 degree, you should choose the last option. Any other angle apart from 90 degree, you can choose this option. Sir, this option is correct also for 180 degree. Both case. This option is D option is correct. So for present question, which option is correct? D option is correct. Okay. Yes. Look at the next question now. Okay. So question number 21. Look at the question number 21 now. If the electron velocity is 2I plus 3J, if the electron velocity is what now? 2I plus 3J. So velocity is what now? 2I plus 3J. Means from this what I get to know? It is in what plane? It is in XY plane. Okay, it is in XY plane now. Let's take this is x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Okay, the velocity is in which plane it is now? It is in XY plane now. In this plane it is. Okay, that you need to remember now. Let me continue the question. Subjected to magnetic field of 4K. So magnetic field is what now? It is 4K means what now? It is along Z axis like this it is. Okay, let's say now. So velocity is somewhere here like this direction. So angle between Z axis and this XY plane, how much? 90 degrees. So this is exactly 90 degrees between what now? The XY plane and Z axis. Now tell me now. They are perpendicular. Yes or no? Since they are perpendicular, I can say now V perpendicular to B. Yes or no? V perpendicular to B. If V perpendicular to B, so what will happen to force? Force become what now? BQV. So V will be remains same now. So speed will change? No. Path will change? No. As of now. Path will change now? Path will change? No. Both A and B, none of the above. Okay, which option is correct then? Yeah. Both A and B are correct answer. Why? Because, so this is also right answer. This is also right answer. Because till up to now, what we have done? When we project any particle perpendicular to magnetic field, it will start making a circle, right? So path will change. So how can we say no? Path will change. So as the path will change, what will happen? The particle is going to take different locations. Of course, speed is going to change. Okay, that's the principle of cyclotron, no? As speed changes, as it moves in a circular path, becoming at to come to extreme point, and the exterior point, velocity become what a maximum. So it is possesses a maximum kinetic energy of cyclotron. So what is the option here now? Speed will change and path will change. Both are right answer. So this is the question number 21. Okay. So today we are going to end up session with the question 21, first question. So next class we are going to continue with what now? Continue with remaining questions of this chapter. Okay. And I hope that I am giving a sufficient concept. Of course, I am giving sufficient concept along with the questions. Okay, please do practice the questions, read theory. So like if you read like this, it is very important. While solving the questions, you can get more concept. Okay, it will build your concept. Thank you so much to all of you for today.